Hello everyone, this is going to be a short one. I just want to talk about the Wuthering Waves collab with the GOATs, CDPR, or one of the GOATs. We'll see how things go with their next few releases, but I actually do have hope, and I trust them. Not much you can say about many gaming companies, but for them, I'll extend the olive branch and trust that they know what they're doing. But I just wanted to talk about David Martinez and why he's not being featured in the collab with Wuthering Waves. And why I honestly just think that's the correct thing to do, and why honestly I don't think this collab should have ever happened. Uh, and it really stems with the message of Cyberpunk. Like, I think a lot of people are LARPing, that they indulge in Cyberpunk media, or maybe not LARPing, but didn't really play the games maybe, but they watch the anime, so they don't really understand what the series is about. Maybe they haven't watched the interviews with Mike Pondsmith and what he talks about, like this dystopian future where it's not meant to mirror real life, but it's like some things that can really happen, and more of an extreme fantastical version of evil corporations and like what greed does to a society, right? And the truth is, characters like David Martinez, who are put into Afterlife, which, spoiler alert, if you don't know, David Martinez dies. And if you play Cyberpunk, the video game, he ends up in Afterlife as a drink. To get this is typically means that you became a Night City legend, you stood up against the corpos, you did something really huge, and your name goes down in infamy. It's legendary, people talk about you for generations to come, and yeah, people typically, most of those names, you're like, man, that guy was a fucking psychopath, but he was awesome and they stood for something, right? You see that with Johnny Silverhand. You see that with, I'm sure V gets his / hers, depending on which one you pick. You get that with Jackie, he gets his drink. But the entire message of someone who's put into Afterlife is that you're sticking it to the corpos. And there's a reality we have to understand when it comes to real life and Kuro games and gacha games in general. I feel like it is extremely out of David's character or Johnny Silverhand's character or V's character to want to be put in a fucking video game that targets kids for gambling, in which you have to gamble to get this character. And yes, they're giving a Rebecca for free. I get that. They could have gave a David for free. The truth is that these games work on a dupe system. You still are promoted to gamble for these things. You're still putting money into this gambling system, targeting children. You're still meant to get eidolons and like copies of these characters. So giving one copy free doesn't mean anything. If they gave S6 characters free, then maybe we could talk about it. Like if they did like what Neverness Taverness did with Cheese, I could see an argument there, but they're giving one copy of Rebecca from what I understand. That is if you play Wuwa, you'll know sometimes 6 copies don't mean anything. So I mean 1 copy or 7 copies, whatever. 1 copy, it doesn't mean much. It really doesn't, especially with the way power creep and stuff works in that game these days. But generally speaking, outside of all that, I feel like putting any Night City legend up for gambling is very against the entire message of the series. I mean, you just don't understand Cyberpunk if you can't comprehend what CDPR is saying, where they're like, the integrity of this character, we want them to stay dead. People were emotionally attached, and I think their hope is that you understood that story, that these characters are hyper against this and they died legends. Like, I don't think people understand what the legend title is, or like what that really means in a world where it's like these dystopian corpos just took over. Like, I don't think people get that. And hopefully, as people think about it, they come to terms with the fact that yes, these characters do not agree with like how you live your life. They don't agree with how I live my life. They don't agree with any of this consumerism bullshit, especially not with gambling, targeting young people and children and like all of that kind of thing. So I think they made the right choice. I don't think this collab should have ever happened. I think it's very against what the world stands for. If Johnny Silverhand existed and saw like a gambling, like a game, like it could be a game or whatever, I don't think Johnny would give a fuck. Like the fact that it's gambling and targeting like anyone, to be honest, with his, if it was his name in there, he would be fucking pissed. Like, this is a dude, he's crazy enough to like go in and like murder everyone in that building. Like, I don't think you guys understand how absolutely insane Johnny Silverhand is. This dude who nuked a corporation's headquarters. He killed thousands of people, blew up like part of a city, knowing that that would not end this company, by the way. Like, he knew this would not end the company. Everyone involved knew that wouldn't end the company, but it was just to like stick it to the corpos, right? So yeah, I don't think David should be in the game. I don't think he should be in a gambling focused game whatsoever. I get people like the story of Wuwa, very cute, animations, very nice, whatever. But if you want to play David, the best you can do is go turn on Cyberpunk 2077, which if you're a true fan, I feel like you would have the game that kind of brought it to the prominence. Yes, there's a board game, but I doubt most of you have ever even seen the board game, let alone learn the series through that. But if you're a real fan of the franchise, you really want to feel like what it is to be David Martinez, you turn on the game, you get some mods, you can change the voice to David, get some voice mods, and you put his jacket on, you get the Sandeva stand, and you go have a fucking blast, bro. Like, there you go. You'll get better gameplay and story. There, gameplay subjective there, but I think you'll get much better story and way more authentic. The fact people don't even really curse in Wuwa, I mean, I don't know how you're gonna try to say that David Martinez would fit in there. This it's like, I wonder how many of you have actually played Cyberpunk. Like, I'm very curious. I feel like this is a Fate situation, like with HSR, where like everybody's Fate fans now, and you're like, okay, what was the first Fate series you watched? And they're like, the Story Quest and HSR. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're a real Fate fan. I feel like the same thing's happening with Cyberpunk, because a lot of people don't seem to understand that, like, these characters would hate to be put in gambling simulators. And people try to say, like, oh, but Rebecca's in there, she died in the game. She's also not in the afterlife. Like, I'm sorry, guys. She's just not. She's not a Night City legend. She just didn't accomplish what David did. She didn't accomplish what V did. She didn't accomplish what Jackie did. She's kind of just there as, like, she's part of their gang, but she's not the legend of their group. Like, it's just, yeah, I'm sorry. It's just, she's not as important as David. I know, shocker. She's not as important as the main character. Again, people fail to understand this, don't understand how this is hard to grasp for some people. But, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Let me know your thoughts, and later.